1, 2, 3.
Gus?
Yes?
Glasses? You still got the glasses on?
Love poems for the Professor. Girls. When you were God and showed your bones to us, your tutor group, the drinking, the divorce, the broken heart, which knowingly you slipped into your work, there was a cloud of girls. Younger than my daughter, some of them, they chatted, not about boys who seemed to be oblivious, but you, the predator. They liked to think they'd cut you down to size, go "aw" and bless, and try to mother you, but they soon shut their little girly beaks and twitched their eager faces to the door when you walked in. They giggled when they spoke your name. They trembled when you passed. We, mature students, mostly women, sat up and listened, scribbled in our books, smiled privately at your sarcastic rants, your savage put-downs, and your killing jokes. Me, I timed my looks at you lest I be noticed, questioned and exposed, weighed and found wanting. Oh, I made a point of acting unimpressed, but I was starstruck, just like all the rest. Painting. There's many valid reasons not to be an artist. Therefore ask yourself, what else would you be doing? No skin off my nose, folks, if you don't work, so either put the hours in or leave. I chose to stay. Put from my work, put from my mind the healthcare worker on the danger zone, the child who carries water on her head. This is my work. It's what I do, I said, and grafted and tried hard to be invisible, until that evening when I stayed behind to work, when all the others had gone home, and heard you coming down the corridor, talking to yourself and slamming doors, those barks and yelps, imperious and mad, that put the fear of God in little girls. I muttered, "Go away," under my breath, stayed very still and prayed for you to pass, but in you came. Remember what you said. "Hello, it's very late. Are you still here?" Rabbit and fox. I stood there in a state, opened and shut my mouth, but nothing came. You tutted, turned on your heel, and then, as if by force of habit, glanced up at the wall where I'd just hung those paintings. Yes, you know the ones I mean. You stopped. You looked. Now listen, this is important and I need to put the record straight. What happens next wasn't what I intended, quite the reverse in fact. All that hard work was just to make my family sit up and notice me. I'd always had a feeling that I had a talent. I would look at other people's paintings and think, I could do that. My husband, Colin, laughed at me and said I was deluded. But I had this dream about him seeing my work and being blown away. Yes, sad, I know. And it was you, not him, who looked. This one, you said, touching the wall beside the one that I liked best. Do more of this, you're onto something here. In fact, I like it. You're a dark horse. Somewhere in the building, someone switched a Hoover off. A motorbike backfired in the street below and roared away. After you'd gone, each word you'd said to me hung separate and lovely in the air. I stood in them like standing in the sun. Then spent a whole weekend rewinding and replaying every one over and over in my head until I knew them off by heart.
Spent a whole weekend rewinding and replaying every one over and over in my head until I knew them off by heart.
Then started adding and replaying other things that were not said or done. And that is how the thing took root. A secret signal sent from you to me that I was special, that there would be friendship. Then something more. Cloud Cuckoo Land, a dangerous place to be for women of a certain age, like me. Monday. In the canteen, you came towards me carrying a tray. The smile, which I'd rehearsed, slid down and sideways off my face. Your face was stone. Without a sign, you recognised I had the slightest interest in me. You joined some students at a table where there was banter, jokes, and easy chat. So effortless. How do they do that? One of the girls threw back her head and laughed, her tits all bouncing her skimpy top. Then without warning, you looked straight at me and caught me in the act of watching you. And after that, I couldn't shake you off. You blocked my passage in the corridor, stepping first one way, then the other. Everybody looked, and so you did it more, enjoying my discomfort. Then there you were, behind me on the stairs, eyes level with my bum, which wobbled as I ran away from you, from the embarrassment, or both. Then, in the lecture hall, you turned on me the look that burns off clothes. Did I imagine that? The room went still and silent, nobody breathed. Birds fell out of the trees outside. She's medieval. With a little squashy medieval face you had a thing about. Slide after slide you showed us. Eve after Eve, till she became a little standing joke. Well, here's the one I choose. She's perfect. Shifty-eyed, soft-bellied and slope-shouldered, suddenly and horribly aware that she has nothing on, she covers up her vulva with both hands, and hoping against hope she won't be seen, she tiptoes out of Eden. See her? Oh, you will. She's me. How did I let this happen? I can't talk to you at all now. My mouth won't work. I blush and mumble at my shoes. My work has hit the skids. And this is how it is. I'm old and plain. And I have got a stupid crush on you. It's so embarrassing. Carpets. And was it noticed? Yes. I hadn't handed any essays in. My working journal was a wilderness. I'd scribbled. Metal kettle. That's been done. Clay tray. Tin pin. Writing that trailed from fingers that could hardly find the will to lift a ballpoint. Then, underneath, thinking perhaps of how I might remake a woman gone to pieces in a material that rhymes with her, daughter of water. In the office, I was questioned by the dean and you. I chose a patch of wall beside your face and spoke to it and did not lose control of bowel or bladder. I said, it's fine, yes, all okay at home, I'll pull my finger out. Nothing about the torch that couldn't be allowed to burn. How dangerously I'd put this thing inside myself instead. How sometimes I would slow cook for days. A woman walking secretly on fire.
There are many valid reasons not to be an artist. Therefore, ask yourself, what else would you be doing? No skin off my nose, folks, if you don't work. So either put the hours in, or leave.
sick. I lay in bed, smelling my breath, my armpits. I was thin. My grown-up children come, babies again with skin as soft as air. But when they lift their little hands to me to pick them up, I find a sheet of glass is in the way. Their cries are silent and it can't be done. That little boy, those little girls have gone. My husband comes. He crouches down and brings his face up very close to mine and, speaking slowly, says, "Enough's enough. He's leaving, that it's best for both of us. We'll sell the house. We'll go our separate ways." I hear a car door slam and wonder if I'm dreaming. But when at last I roll from bed and find the floor and put my head around the bedroom door, I find I am indeed alone. I think I might have said I wanted this, but I'm not sure. What's the opposite of permafrost? Magazine. Perched on a fragile crust of ash, I knew that at the mention of your name, at any time it could give way, that I'd fall through it and go tumbling down into the foundry below and vaporize. Meanwhile, you didn't know what structures fell, what glowing struts and beams. Think of Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester came crashing to the ground, squealing and spitting sparks. How the old house would burn! Its blaze lighting up the skies of 7 counties. What innocence was sacrificed to feed the flame? Because I didn't tell you. As years went by, I heard about you, though. I'm sitting in the dentist's waiting room, and on the cover of a magazine I see reclusive national treasure gives rare interview. And when I look, it's you. With recent work, looking quite prosperous and smug, as well befits an artist who is on the New Year's honours list. I slip you in my bag when no one's looking. Oh my God, I see you, the real you, standing in the street. Oh shit! I dart into a doorway like a spy and wait for you to pass. And when you've gone, I put my head between my legs and breathe, and breathe. And I survive. My work is you. My practice turning the trick of thinking, even talking about you without howling. I train my mouth to smile, my face to rearrange itself, to keep a secret. This is what I do, and I am good at it. Words. The terms I use to tell myself about myself have changed before and after. Was mother, grandmother, daughter, wife, administrator, student, late bloomer, artist. Now, fragile, delusional, vulnerable, fantasy. That woman in the street who talks to her imaginary friends. And dangerous! But only to herself. Dreams. Asleep, I glide. My feet point down. My toes are trailing just above the ground. I don't come and stand outside your house like stalkers do. I don't know where you live. And anyway, awake, I wouldn't have the nerve. If you looked out and saw me, I would wet my pants and run away or fall down in a faint. Instead, I think of you as I drift off. Imagine you in bed, alone like me, and turning over in your sexy dreams, murmuring my name and going hard in your pajamas. Old-fashioned striped, I think. Oh yes, I choose your clothes as you. This you are my creation. I know everything. I feel your weight. I feel your heat. I know your smell and what you taste like. Thus, are we intimate? And remember this. Be nice, because when I wake up, you don't exist. Somebody tells me that you have a girlfriend now, and she looks after you. And on the day we meet by accident at some unmemorable private view of stuff that looks like art but isn't, holding our plastic cups of warm white wine, you've dwindled. You are smaller, softer, grey, and so astonishingly ordinary that I find I can approach you, touch your arm and say, hello, remember me? How nice to see you. Laughing when you tell me that you know the face, but that your memory is not what it used to be. The girlfriend smiles at me and rolls her eyes, as if there's something we both know and are, a bless to bring you down to size, a nice old man. And if I don't lean into you and whisper that I blame only myself, that everything was in my head and you did nothing wrong, it doesn't matter. I was impossibly alive, that's all. Goodbye.
And if I don't lean into you and whisper that I blame only myself, that everything was in my head and you did nothing wrong, it doesn't matter. I was impossibly alive, that's all. Goodbye.
It's very late. But I'm still here.